No, it's you. It's you. You don't like, or it sounds good to you because that's who you hang around. You know, I can, I've known Africans in my lifetime. My neighbor was African from Nigeria. Smart man, a pharmacist, smart. Uh, everybody has a personality.
This is what I think the problem is. We are born and raised in Africa. We are raised, me personally, I'm raised in the Gambia. We champion being African and being Gambian a lot, to the point where the African American, given all these things you just said, has a very interesting relationship with this country. It's almost like this. You take pride in being American, but to a certain extent, at some point you're like, oh, we love this country, but we are not forgetting what this country did to our ancestors. So you buy in with a but. We don't have the but. We champion Africanism so much to the point where it almost seems like we are rubbing it on somebody else's face.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it comes off as being arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it comes off as being, I am African because I am African. I'm better than you. That's not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It just we just love where we come from. We love the idea of being an African, being African. The idea of it alone is loved. I love it. Even though you go back to Africa now and you see that the African now is wanting to be an American. The African now is wanting to be a European. They want to be everything else but an African because of what we call the world is getting modernized and all of that stuff. But we champion being African. So sometimes when you're around an African person who's so pro Africa to the point where it almost feels like he's trying to tell you that I'm better because I'm African, but that's not it. It's just you are taught to love that. I love being African.
100%. And I look here, I love it. I understand exactly what you're saying because when I said Nigerian,
They love that. Especially a Nigerian person, a Nigerian love the idea of being Nigerian. They will sing it in the morning. They will remind you. They will tell you. They will even try to get you to be.
That's
Nigerian.
right. That's right.
I want to interject because it never changed me. It never changed the way I feel about Africa. I love Africa. But I've gotten some we had the whole African movement with hip hop music in the 90s. And so, we wore African medallions. We had our leather jeans with the African continent of Africa. And everything was about going back home. And so one of the things that I learned, because I was young and in high school, and I started hanging out with the African crowd, they were my people. I didn't see any difference. And I didn't know that one of the guys that all the girls liked was interested in me. I learned a hard lesson that day to just call myself Black American because I was told, one of the girls got up, and it was, now that I'm grown, I know it was personality and jealousy. But she got up, I came over there and everybody's just looking, and she was like, "You're not African." She said, "What part of Africa are you from?" And I looked at her and I said, "Huh?" She said, "Stop claiming Africa. Why do you wear the medallion? What tribe are you from?" And I'm like, at this point, I'm shocked, and I'm looking at the guy who likes me and I like him, and he just looked down like, and she said, you're a mutt. You have the blood of the white man in you. Look at you. And it crushed me. And I started to get angry, but I have such love for Africa that I couldn't get angry, but I got depressed. And so then it would trigger me when you would call me an African American. I'm not African American. I'm Black. And it never made me hate. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting emotional because
It's cool. That's cool.
That was painful. But it never made me hate Africans. I'm engaged to an African Ghanaian right now. But it made me aware that I will never be accepted. And then as an adult, and I've heard this story several times now from several different Nigerians. As an adult, I was working somewhere and we were just talking, and the Nigerian man came in, and he, Nigerians are proud. I love that about them. They got a swag. Mm-hmm. And we were talking, and he said, and he said in front of a room full of white folks, he said, Black Americans are worthless. Y'all lazy. He said, y'all are so lazy and so worthless that we Nigerians are so strong that we navigated the slave ships across the water with y'all's people on, and they dare not touch us or put us in slavery. And I thought he was just being a jerk. I was like, you a lie. No white folks gonna let no Nigerians navigate ship full of people that look like them, and they gonna take you back to Nigeria. Okay. And I have since read on Facebook where there are Nigerians who just don't like Black Americans. And one is very well known. And he said it, I don't know if he was in a drunken rant, but he posted it on Facebook that we're so weak, our ancestors were so weak that they navigated. And so I think, like you said, the personality of the people, of individuals, is what puts that divide there.
Yeah, and also agenda and yeah, you get kind of up there, but I had no problem with the criticism that here I used to have I had a Jamaican guy that was a bartender for me, and like I said, I've been places. I've been in the Army. I've been to Vietnam. I mixed with a lot of people, a lot of different nationalities of people. They say the same thing about Jamaicans and us. Them people don't like us, and all this stuff, and the people here, the Haitians, well, them Haitians, they believe in that voodoo stuff. Nigga, oh, excuse me. And like I said, I've been in a lot of places. I know, I've seen a lot of things. I know the makeup of people. Who are you to say that? Geechee? Because I know I know you. I know you. Don't do it. Don't do that. You're talking about your people. Okay. It did not ever bother me when a Jamaican, and this is what you get. This is the same thing that you're saying about the arrogance and this type. My bartender used to say, "What is wrong with you people?" Talking about us, black folks here. And I say, "What? You people don't own nothing. You people, y'all been here all these years. You got education, and you still ain't got no power. You know what? You're right. Why should I get mad at Africans, Nigerians, Kenyans, whoever that criticize us now for what we haven't done? Because they're right. What we ought to do is take a learning from it and correct it. And then tell them, now I'm going to show them how smart we are. Watch your steps. Watch what's happening to you back in your country. When them Chinese come in there, now you see where I'm coming from.
Right,
Watch out.
right.
See, you see where we are.
Yeah.
Watch your steps, because you are walking the same trail that we done come. And what you say we aren't and what we not doing, you're going to end up there if you don't watch out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you are closer to it than you think you are.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. So let's be brothers.
Yeah.
We can teach you something.
Mm-hmm.
We can get together and we can fight this thing. We can help each other. I understand the criticisms. I understand how this personality in the United States, black folks, I can see where they don't like that the Nigerians are kind of up there. They're smart. They got education. Yeah. They're getting places. They're getting positions. You know? And in a few years, we've been here 400 years. Don't be mad at them. Get to know him. My neighbor, he loved me. He said he had never seen anybody like me. Nah, just like I said, I don't want to talk about myself. I never seen it. He never seen anybody like me. Because I did whatever I wanted. I don't know where this thing's going to be shown, but in Kansas City, I want these people in Kansas City. Nobody ever held me back on any job. Well, I worked in the nuclear weapons industry. That's where I worked for 32 years. Whatever I wanted, if I want to move up, I'm going. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Oh, I can tell you some things, bro.
Go ahead. No, be yourself.
No, be yourself. Be yourself.
Let him vent, and then let him walk on out of here. That's just the way to do. Let him vent and let him walk. I did it. That's what I did. But when I came back in that door the second time, I got everything I wanted. Everything. And anybody that knows me, anybody that work with me, I did. My Nigerian neighbor said, I never seen anybody like you. I know. Yeah. Copeland, you're a good man. Yeah. You are too. And he was arrogant. You could see it, but he was never arrogant with me. But you could see how he was confident in himself. You ought to be confident in yourself.
Right.
Open that door, like I did. Close that door behind you. Point your finger. Say what you got to say. Say what you want. Close that door. Go in there the second time. Get it. That's what I did. And that's what we need to do. And that's we need to learn that too. And we need to also learn, unfortunately, in the government, the leadership, that we have to face off with them. And you have to learn, and I learned that quick. The first thing they're going to stick in front of you is one of those Negroes. Mm-hmm. One of those Negroes. We have to do that. You have to tell them, get out of your way. I don't care what your title is, because you're going to go to someone else. You're not going to give me what I want. That's what we had to go through. That's what we had to go through. We're still doing it. And the people, like I said, the people in Africa, watch your steps because you're going through the same thing. And you know you are. So don't criticize us too bad because we can show you exactly what's going on with you.
And that, to what you said, because I went to Ghana in 2019, and everybody who I talk to in Ghana, I say, I'm going to tell you exactly how they're going to bring you all down and take over. And I tell them, this is what, because when I was surprised, I was in Ghana and this girl walks by in this short t-shirt with her hair all over her head, and she had a baseball cap turned to the side, and she walking real fast and doing. And I looked at the person I was with. I said, "What's wrong with her?" And he looked and said, "She's on the crack." Crack is in Ghana, and when you're my age and you remember the crack epidemic, and I tell them, I can tell you every step they're gonna take to take over your country.
In Gambia, they just confiscated 10 or 100 ton of cocaine at the port. And till this day, no one is arrested for it. They found a ship load of cocaine. Mr. Copeland, you and I know there is no way a ship is leaving one port and sailing across the world to another port in Africa without a bill of lading, without proper documentation, without nothing that's going on. And you want to tell me the government cannot effect not one arrest of one person? They give a name out, and the name they give out, I have not seen not one Gambian yet stand up and say, oh, that's my cousin, that's my relative, I went to school with this person, I know this person. No, I have not heard not one Gambian say they know this person.
It's the shipping companies.
Yeah. You know, it's I'm old. And I think things are going to get better. I really do. But I want us to determine our own fate. Learn from each other. The United States is not what it used to be. It's not ever going to be what it used to. The only thing that the United States has over the world is nuclear weapons. That's all. That's all. Nigerians ain't afraid of nuclear weapons. Nigerians think they're the toughest thing on the planet. Am I right?
That's just Africa's period.
That's Africans.
That's just Africa's period.
Yeah. And I told my Nigerian brother, I said, please don't say that too much.
Yeah.
Don't say that too much. But there's a little wisdom in me that I know. He's right. Not that they're the toughest on the planet, but what we think we are, we ain't what we think we are. Because we're not going to use them bombs. You're not going to use them nuclear bombs. Nobody is going to tear up their paradise. They're getting rich. They love their diamonds. They love whatever they love. So they're not going to use these things because, you just ain't going to do it. Ain't going to do it. It's the spiritual thing. You can't destroy the spiritual thing. You can't destroy what God has created. Simple as that. You can't. You can't destroy it. You can mess it up, but you ain't gonna be able to destroy it. Because so we're not. we're just not going to do it. So that's the only thing we got to scare the world anymore. To scare the world, you ain't going to use it. People ain't going to fall for that no more. We know they know they're not going to use it. The thing with Russia and the United States, arch enemies to each other.
Cold War. Mm-hmm.
Arch enemies. Russia, United States. When did they've never fought each other.
You're right.
Oh. Now somebody say, well, World War One. Okay, come on. Okay, don't do that. Yeah, World War One. That wasn't nothing. But no, the Russia and the United States are arch enemies. Putin and this is another. Them people ain't never done nothing to each other. They got proxy wars going on. I do not want my people killing Africans. Okay? There come them emotions. There come the emotions in me. I do not want my people. And we've been groomed. And this is in your life. Oh, how old are you?
34.
You're a little young. But in your lifetime, we've been groomed to kill black folks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's we've been groomed to kill colored people. Mm-hmm. The United States started grooming us to kill because who else is it to fight? They never fought Russia. The people that we fight are colored people. The Arabs, colored. They're colored. I don't care. I know her. They're kind of crazy, but they're colored people. What's going on in Africa? I said, one day they're going to have some senator, black senator, start rallying the troops. What was the Tutsis and the Hutus? They were killing. They were hurting each other. Oh, you got these Negroes over here in America. Y'all don't say. Y'all talk about. Why don't we take care of that over there? Why don't we stop them people from killing each other? But I think, like I said, I'm going to give my people a little bit of slack. I'm going to give my people here a little bit of slack. The things are going to get better. Okay, I think that we're. Come on.
I'm gonna say this because me personally, I experienced this, and the reason that I never really understood this until somebody brought it to my attention. Actually, the first person that brought it to my attention was a white lady. I was given a right to walk. A police officer pulled me over, and I can see the tension in the police officer's eyes, right? But when he came and spoke to me, and then I spoke and I responded, when he had my accent, I can see him just relax. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. And we had a very quick conversation, a very good conversation. And he let me go without a ticket, right? Mm-hmm. And the white lady I was given a ride to said, damn, that's crazy. I said, what are you talking about? He said, Charles, do you know I've been in the car with black folks, black Americans here, and when the police pulled them over, it's a little way more tense than that.
Oh yeah.
And I go, but why though? He said, but you know why? Because you Africans have the stereotype that when you come here, you go to school and become lawyers and doctors and this and all of that. And it's many times that me and Anna are driving around and the police will pull me over. And then when they pull me over, once I start talking, I can literally see the tension go down, because when I speak, they hear my accent, and I'm not proud of. I'm getting emotional saying this,
Right.
because this is where the problem is. I have a daughter who's born and raised here in Kansas City. She's not gonna have an accent now.
Right.
She's gonna be born and raised here. She's not gonna have an accent. When she gets pulled over without daddy and she speaks, she does not have that privilege. This is real stuff that we are talking about here.
Yeah.
So we can, to the Africans that criticize African Americans and say all this stuff. Oh, you're lazy. You don't see the opportunities that we see. You were this, you were that. Remember, you're here. Oh, you're having sex. Oh, you are doing it. You're having a lot of kids. We Africans are known to have too many kids. I'm one of 8. But these kids that we are having here, guess what? They don't have they might have our names, but they don't have the accent.
Right.
They grew up here. Their friends, the people that we are calling lazy today, they go to school with their children. They mingle. This is their friends. This is the people they know. We might want to call them Africans all we want, but they don't know Africa as much as they know here. They belong. This is who they are.
Yeah, that's who they are.
We might want to call them all, do all the talking and say, oh, you African Americans, you're late. Those children that we are going to have, those are African Americans.
Yes. Yes.
When they go driving and a police officer pulls them over, they're seeing the people that you're calling lazy and the people that you're doing all this stuff to. They're seeing them. They're going to handle them the same way they're handling these people now.
That's right.
And I don't pray to God, but if it goes wrong, they're gonna portray they're gonna go through their social media and take the most irresponsible pictures of them, because they're teenagers. The most irresponsible pictures is what they're gonna blast on TV and portray them as this is who they are. To the other person who does not know your child, that's what he sees, because that's what the TV chose to show. So we can point fingers at each other all day long. It's okay. Reality don't seem real. It seems far until it happens to you. Yeah. Amadou Diallo is a Senegalese that got shot and killed in New York by the police.
Yes.
Black America stood up and said no. Yes. Right now, this week, a fire broke out in New York and killed maybe how many people now? A lot of people.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
A huge, you know where the huge majority of those people are from? Right. About 9, almost 10 of them are Gambians.
Yeah, I think it was 19 people.
19 people. 19. 9 or 10 of them are Gambians. A whole family, full families are gone. Mother, father, children.
Yeah.
So what does it benefit us for the divide? Right. We come here with a chip on our shoulders, and we don't need the jobs that we refuse to do back home. We come here and we do those jobs. And we start there and take a step, and we grow and we become all these things. Our brothers and sisters who are here, sometimes won't take those jobs. But it's not, I refuse to call that laziness. It's about when opportunity, when you come from where we come from, where sometimes there's no electricity for 5 hours, you go to sleep with no electricity. When you come from an environment that is not as providing as this is, and you get here and then you see this, you go, oh, you got tax returns? The government is giving you $10,000 at the end of the year because you have 3 kids and you work. And we take that 10,000 because we've been lacking a lot. Instead of spending it just recklessly, we might use it to start a little small business in the corner and feed it and breed it, and it becomes something else. But just because I have that thinking and my neighbor does not have that thinking, don't mean he's lazy.
Right.
Does not make him lazy. He probably know one thing that I do not know. I can call him lazy all he wants. Remember, I have a wife. I'm sleeping with my wife every day. We have little JJ and little EJ and all these little Charles and all these kids growing up. They're going to be, this is what they know. And they're going to face the same wrath of the system that we might escape because of the perception that, oh, he's African, he's not causing any trouble. And that's the real.
You literally just described Akon. Akon, he's from Senegal.
Yeah.
Akon grew up here in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And the name Convict, his record label with the K, was because he didn't have the accent.
Yeah.
So when he came in contact with the police and he came in contact with the court system, he went to the penitentiary.
Yeah, they were
like every other African American.
It's not just Akon. You know how many?
I know a lot of people.
How many Africans are here who, most of the time, what they do is they try to send the children back to Africa because they will tell you, oh, you don't want this child to be exposed to what is going on in America. You want him to go to Africa so they can get cultured and all of this. Some people wait till their children start getting in trouble here and they send them back home. The things that I did in Gambia growing up, I tell people this all the time. If I do them here, I would have been a 2-time felon or 3-time felon.
Wow.
Society here, the legal system, the court system here, does not give you an opportunity to make mistakes and become a grown man and learn from your mistakes. One mistake, you're already in the court system. You're already on probation or some type of, you're already a felon, you're already in the books, your social security number. We don't have social security numbers in Gambia. I mean, we have them, but it's not like, it's not
scarlet
used.
letter. It's not a mark.
It's not a mark.
Yeah.
The stuff that you get an ass whooping for from a genuine ass whoop, a good ass whoop from a police officer back home, here is in your record and it follows you for forever. The police don't call me smoking weed in Gambia. They didn't put that on my record or any other thing. I mean, I don't smoke weed now, but it's things, little petty stealing here and there, jumping into somebody's house and stealing fruit from their house, or going into somebody's cornfield to harvest their corn at night. And you're doing it, I'm doing it with your child. I'm coming to your house to steal corn with your son, and we just sitting outside. We have our own little charcoal pot and we're burning it outside. And tomorrow it might be the turn to go to my father's house to get the corn and come and burn it out. But guess what? If I get caught doing that, my dad might just you caught us doing that. You'll take your belt and give us a whooping.
Right.
Community, give us a whooping. The police don't have to be involved in that. If the police get involved here, next thing you know is he's already in the court system. He's a felon. He can't get a job, and it's a problem. I don't walk here with black folks here, born and raised in America, and they tell you, Charles, I don't know how to open a bank account.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And we come here, that's some of the first thing we learn how to do. But just because it's easier for us don't mean, some of them tell you, I don't even trust the bank. It's the experience that they have with these banks. We don't have those experiences. So this judgment and all of this stuff, you know what I mean? It's just a distraction to the bigger picture. Like you said, the Chinese are buying Africa. They buy, they own highways, they own airports. Now they're taking airports as collateral for loans. They own highways.
Yeah. Yeah, all the way.
Yeah. They own airports. How can we take the resources that we have here? There's an African American family that moved to Gambia and bought a farm in Gambia. They own YouTube. They're called Green Acres. They own YouTube. Their child is going to school. Their children are going to school in Gambia. The children have now learned the language, because kids, they learn fast. They're now speaking the language here and there. But the woman one time on YouTube was going off because he had an African kid saying the N-word, and she lost it. She just lost it. So we can sit here and point fingers all we want and say, oh, you're lazy, you're this, you're that. We're losing Africa piece by piece. Our children are getting born here. Those children, we can try to act like it's not real, but that kid is not going to speak. No, it's not going to have the accent. When a police officer pulls him over in the car, they're exposed to so much stuff here. Let's not act like weed is just, we found weed. We smoke weed is cheaper. It's way cheaper in Gambia. $10 worth of weed, you smoke it in Africa by yourself, you ready to die. Wow. So all these things they're happening. It's real.
Yeah, you know, I wrote a poem. I wrote a poem about my Africa. I don't remember, but just like I was saying earlier, what we could learn from each other, what we could do for each other, what we could, this is good respect, you know, from each other. Look at our history. See your fate. And it's a pretty long poem. And it points that out. Your movement. Where are you going? Where are you going? See your fate. Africa, boy, you know, the resources and the riches of Africa, the resources that they have, that runs the world. Runs the world. Just like my industry, the nuclear weapons industry. Where do you get the best uranium?
In Africa.
In Africa. The best. The diamonds that are in South Africa, that are in the mountain range, that have never been touched. The hillsides and down in, this stuff has not, you know, those are y'all's. Those are they've got regions down there that's got so many resources. You know, it's the power that Africans, that they have down there, that they have in Africa, not down there. It's in Africa. It's all over Africa. All over Africa. Everything. Africa is a world within itself.
Man. Yes.
Yeah. And we need to respect that. And our people need to respect one another. They need to. But let me tell you, I'm going to say this right quick. I don't know how long you want. I'm gonna say this right quick. I was telling her about Emporia State College. Emporia State Teachers College is in Emporia, Kansas. I had some Africans. I used to have forums and sit around and talk all the time. I had 4 African students to come up. They were graduating. So they had been at this teacher's college and they were graduating. And they were so glad to be there. We were eating, we was at a restaurant now. And they said to me, this was the first time. And this is where they went to school. This is the first time that they had ever sat with black people and ate. In other words, no one had invited them to their homes. And I guess the people in Emporia, white folks, with black folk. And this other brother who had brought him up here, he's African. I mean, he was a black boy. He was his father. He's from here. He's Negro, whatever. He said, "Yes, not many black people in and down there." Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's an excuse that. Okay, I said, "Not many black folks down there." No. I said, "Okay." I said, "What aren't there Africans down?" "Oh, there are plenty of Africans. Plenty of Africans. They go to school." Mm-hmm. Emporia State. I said, "Aren't they black?"
Come on now.
Come on now.
Come on.
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Yeah. We have got to get our head together.
Mm-hmm. Before it's too late.
Yeah. This fellowship, just like I said, the truth of the matter is, our people that are here, if we want to talk about our history here, I hear black folks talking so much stuff, like pretending that they're Africans.
Right.
And, really? Yeah, my people are Africans. All of us are Africans. I said, yeah, well, you know what? You can find out exactly where you're from, brother.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can do that. You can find out what dirt your people walked on over there in Africa. Mm-hmm. All you gotta do is take $300 or $400, put it in that study, in the DNA study, and they can tell you. And really, you don't even have to do that. Just go back to your slave owner. Look at them records. Yeah. Look at them records. See what ship he come in on. You can get there. I said, y'all talk a good game, but you don't want to make the effort to unite with the African people. Mm-hmm. You don't want to make it, not really, because it takes a little time. It takes an effort to do that, and you don't want to make the effort. You just want to be able to talk it. That's what we do. That's what we do here, and we got to stop that. Right. We got to stop pretending that we're so. Because we actually do want to know who we are. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because that's what's wrong with us, that we don't know who we are.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, we do not, that's why I feel so good about myself. I know who I am. Mm-hmm. I know. I have my people have a freedom here that a lot of people don't have. Mm-hmm. Because we know where our people, we know they were slaves. Mm-hmm. We know the plantation that they came off of. We know that plantation owner that owned it was a government official. Mm-hmm. And your records tell the story. Tell the story. And we've seen them. all of us can do the same thing.
That's true.
You know, don't believe we believe anything that anybody say. Well, there weren't that many slave owners. No, there weren't. But a whole bunch of them worked for the government.
Mm-hmm.
A whole bunch of them. Who do you think was big enough to have them plantations? Who do you think? It was the government.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think? That's who they were. They had the stock in the insurance companies, Aetna's, and all. The records are there. It's easy. So don't just sit back and say that you want to know. You know, I wish my people knew where they. Go get it. It's there. We know it. All them Negroes that have been educated in Harvard, in Yale. I wonder what the hell they went there for. It's there. It's in the library.
Mm-hmm.
Right there. Right there. They got the library down in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all didn't go in the basement. Y'all didn't go to that library.
Right.
You went to the library that you got that scholarship from instead of digging down a little bit deeper. Yeah. Your history is there. The history of them slaves with pictures and everything. It's there. We got to stop pretending, man. And we need, but like I said, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. We are, you know, I won't be here to see it. I got a little grandbaby, a new grandbaby. You seen him?
Congratulations. He is so gorgeous.
And I looked at that boy. I said, yeah, I'm going to put another picture of him up on Facebook. Look at him. This little boy knows something.
Yeah, he does. You can tell just from looking at his picture. He does.
He knows something.
He been here.
We are going to get there. We are, as a people. We're going to get there. I have no doubt in my mind. Some of us got to go, though. Some of us got to go. Them Negroes my age that are up there, that are in government, got to go. Because they ain't doing it. They ain't going to do it. The young people, the sports players, and the stuff that's going on with them, even with their little flashy stuff, what they're trying to do, everybody's buy tennis shoes, or they want to have their brands and all that stuff. Okay, I got no problem with that. I tell rappers, my son, yeah, he's all right, 80s, 90s. The kids in the 90s or the 80s or whatever it was.
80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the rappers.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that. I'm a poet. Good one, too. I tell them, I said, you know what? I don't even worry about y'all, the rappers, because one day you're going to grow up and you're going to be a poet.
Right.
You're going to be a poet. So these little things that you're saying now, oh yeah, you wait until you get a little bit older. It ain't going to come out like that. You're going to be a poet. It's the same thing with these brands and all this stuff. What's that boy named Brian? He was a Brian. He went over in Africa. He's a billionaire. And I say Brian. Anyway, he was a sports announcer.
Oh, Bryant Gumbel?
No, Brian.
No, the one who owns all that,
Yeah.
all the TV
Yeah.
stations. I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't forgot his name, but yeah.
Oh, he was a sports announcer.
Yes.
And he got in with the TV people and all that stuff. Yeah. Split, went to Africa. And then he pops up. He's a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's buying all these things and doing stuff.
I know
yeah.
exactly who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I forgot his
Yeah.
name.
He's the one that paid off for, I think, student debt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna wake up one day. So I got hope. I feel hope. I'm gonna talk about you while I'm here, and I got a lot to say. A lot to say. I've been nice tonight. Been nice tonight. But you invited me back.
Yeah, I am.
And
And you're not gonna be nice.
I'm gonna be.
You're gonna check the progress. Let's say by the time we come, let's give a year. If things are if there's more hope, then you be a little more nicer.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. And man, as far as our relationship with the people, all people, the Jamaicans, the Africans, yeah, the Somalis.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you how. We got to get it together. Did y'all do that in Africa?
Yeah.
Okay. We did too. We did that here. That's the way you grow up down south.
Yeah.
The southern experience, man. 70, I'm 74 years old. Beautiful. But the Somalis, let me tell you what we did. And real quick. 31st, Indiana. Right up by Central High School. Them apartment buildings off on the side.
Mm-hmm.
They had fixed those apartment buildings up for Somalis. They had brought, to move them over there. They don't want them over there. Who don't want them over there? First of all, who lives over there? You don't want them over there? Negroes.
Wow.
That's Central High School, 31st Street. This is black.
Been black.
Who said that? When it happened?
Uh-huh.
I want to know who said that. Who said that these people, well, they just giving them, why didn't they give us them? But, oh. We need to talk to us. We need to talk. And when we talk like that, the first people we need to talk to is them people down there in that house, City Hall, them people up there in Congress, our representative. I ain't gonna worry about these little Negroes that's saying that stuff, because, for y'all to let them even come out of their mouth, what is wrong? Yeah, a lot of mental illness amongst my people.
Yes, yeah, it is. It is.
It is. It done screwed us up. We need to take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime that you would even say that and it get out in the street and get back to me, I want to know who the leader is in your community to let you say that.
Allows you to, yeah.
And I still don't know. I really don't think them people moved over there. If they did, it was for a short time.
And so then there goes the stereotype that we don't like Africans.
Yeah,
it
just
goes. Perpetuates it. They allowed that to happen.
There it go. Yeah, stupid stuff like that happens. Just like you said. And then that stereotype, that happens. Consider the source. And whoever is the leader, whether it's in the White House or, Congress or something, you're supposed to say something. You're supposed to go out there. And you're supposed to let these people know who you are and what they are and what it is. We don't do that. And the reason we don't do that is because we're still sitting under the system.
Mm-hmm.
And, that would unite our people when we stand up for each other. And so, I'm trying to remember, I forget when it was years ago when they did that. But when you let stuff like that happen, it festers. And yeah, that's how this type of relationship and you're a young man that has been around a long time, and it shouldn't have been around a long time. Not at all. Wasn't in my neighborhood. I had Shakuma, I had African neighbors. I love them. Smart. Boy, I think that's one reason that y'all are smart.
Y'all are smart too.
Yeah.
Y'all are smart.
Oh, we got it. We got it from y'all.
Yep, that's where we got it from.
Yeah. Because the people, look at here. You know, most black folk
are smart.
No, but most black folk that Chicago, live up north and all this stuff and live up here, they don't realize all of the college-educated Negroes came from down south.
Yes, that's true.
You wasn't gonna come. You ever, yeah.
Getting ready to, no.
Yeah.
No. We're getting ready to close out.
Yeah. You wasn't gonna come out of the South unless you went to Philander Smith, Arkansas A&M. You're gonna go to a college. You're going to college. When my people got out of slavery, now that's what I was tell you. I don't want to tell you my pedigree, but when my people got out of slavery, and when they moved from South Carolina, that gum plantation, and they moved to Arkansas, we built a school. We built a school called Feaster Academy. Feaster Academy. The school sitting on the property right now. They had the whole property. I don't know how many hundreds of acres they had. My uncle, W.D. Feaster, sold that property to Henderson State College, Arkadelphia, Arkansas. It's still there. And it's a trail and a park called Feaster Park. Feaster Park. And we had a school there called Feaster Academy that taught everything. Booker T. Washington teach you what to do with your hands, and can't nobody stop you from doing nothing. Yeah. You can do if you got a skill, you got a lay. Yeah, this is it. Pineywood, Mississippi was another one. We built schools out of all down south where we taught trades. We taught trades. Look up Pineywood. It's that's in Mississippi.
It's not much to say. I just want to say thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough for this opportunity to sit here and just listen to you teach. Everything that you said today is meant to bring unity and also to enlighten the rest of the world. It's black people all over the world. It's black people in South America who are of African descent. It's black people, needless to say, the Caribbean. It's black people in Asia. We are all one people.
Yeah.
I mean, each one teach one day at a time. We'll get better. I mean, we are gonna get there. We just have to be patient with each other. We just have to be way more tolerant. The tolerance that we have with the rest of every other race, we need to have that tolerance amongst ourselves.
Right.
If we do that, we will get to places that we need to be. We will invest in what is needed to invest in, which is each other. That's how we are going to build a safer community for our grandchildren, for our great-grandchildren, for the people we are going to leave behind. we have to put systems and proper mechanisms in place before we get out of here. So when our children grow up, they have a world and an environment that is conducive for them. We have to also put ourselves in better positions. We have to educate ourselves so we can put our children in positions to do better for themselves and for their children. That's where I'm gonna close it out, right? And
right.
Thank you too very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. I love you, man.
Hey, I just
I love
we done
this.
talk.
I love this man
each other.
right here, man. I love this man right
Now
here.
you see why his name was the first name when you.
We can keep playing games and calling other people lazy. African will call anybody. They will call each other lazy. They will just call.
Yes.
To the African man, if you're not doing what he's doing, you're lazy.
I've heard it. Yes. No food for lazy man.
If you're not doing what you, that's why. Look at it. Africa, as big, as gifted as the black man is, right? Africa, athletes in Africa, African athletes is not. They never got to nowhere because you're soccer. You want to play football? You're lazy. If it's not something that's gonna, if you don't have some kind of master's PhD in nothing that's worth nothing, you're lazy. The music is now, they probably just started appreciating the music now. If you gear with your little balafon and your kora and sing praises to them, they like that. But if you just want to be a commercial musician, your parents will start telling you, go get a job. That's not a job. That's not tangible.
Wow.
You are also lazy. The man that's owning a restaurant and cooking food, you're doing a woman's job. You're lazy. You know what I mean?
On the road
so the lazy, your lazy thing is just a African thing we call.
Right.
If you're not doing what I'm doing, you're lazy.
Yeah, I understand.
You a dancer? You choose to dance and do poetry, or you are very lazy. You gotta be in the farm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
He's a filmmaker. His family thinks he's lazy. My mother told me all that YouTube thing and all that YouTube video thing and talking. I hope he's not taking your time from work. You better go to work. You know what I mean? So if it's something that you're not on the farm breaking your bark and with a hoe and doing all this work, you are lazy.
Yeah.
That's just our language. It's just
right.
That's just the African language. Everyone is lazy. So long as if you were not breaking your back, chopping down trees and carrying a huge bunch of firewood on your head. If you have a wheelbarrow or a machine that's doing the same thing at a more efficient pace, you are lazy.
I understand.
I'm laughing because the guy I'm engaged to, he's building. Well, he's already almost done with the house that he's given me as a gift. Yeah. And when you said chopping down a tree, he got mad and started calling guys lazy because they chopped the tree down, they split the timber, and he needed to take the timber to go have it turned into 2x4s. Yeah. And so the guys didn't want to do it. They we carrying it from way back. He has 160 acres. They chopped it down at the back. He wants to carry it for the 160 acres up front. And because they wouldn't do it,
they're lazy. Yes. Learn the ropes. To be free from self-bondage, have to fend for yourself. Do not feast with the vultures. That's how you preserve culture. That's how legacy is built. Each one teach one. Each one help one. Each one feed one. Each one praise one. There's no generational wealth without generational wisdom. No man is free unless the whole family is free. Family tax is a real thing. My auntie need a Benz. My cousin needs some Jordan 3s. I'll be damned if I let another man tell me my limits. Catch up, naysayer. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning.